Welcome to the Warrior Woodshop. I'm Mr. Ronaway.
I'm Mr. Saputo.
We just finished up the drill unit, hence where we're standing. So one of the things we do as instructor department is to actually let the kids get out and have a chance to use the drill bits. So what we've done is designed a 5x8 little practice block, which they have to drill 5 different holes, a combination of 7. I think there's counter bores and countersinks. So we're going to go through the process both for other schools but also our students to know the process of what we expect, because sometimes reading it on paper isn't always the easiest thing to understand. So what do you think we need to start off with first?
We need to start by laying out our template on where we're going to drill our holes so we can mark the center points so we can get going on all these drills.
Using the reference sheet you were given or assignment page, the first step is to lay out all of the center points of the drill bit or drill hole locations.
Alright, so first thing we got to do is make sure that our board is clamped properly. For this we're going to use our vise. Alright, so number 1 tells us to drill a 1/4 inch hole with a twist bit all the way through. So we're going to do that.
How are we going to handle 40 to 50 kids all being on number 1?
Well, there's 5 different spots you can start. Start wherever is open.
Just like on our measuring unit, whatever station's open, go to it. What seems to be the issue?
My clamp's not big enough to catch the material. I don't know how I'm going to hold it in place.
We can get them a bigger board. They're already cut though, aren't they?
They are.
Well, let's jump ahead to one of our future projects. You have to keep the board from moving, and so by taking a scrap block and clamping this to the fence, got that side down, make sure it's still lined up. This is where a third hand might come in handy to make sure everything's locked. What we use this for in the wall shelf project is all the drills are parallel to the edge, or all the holes are parallel to the edge, so it helps out. Here, you can just put your thumb up against there, and with this being clamped, it's going to keep it from spinning. That's the ultimate goal, is to prevent this from spinning.
So now we're working on number 2. This is a 1/4 inch through hole with a 1/2 inch counter bore hole 1/4 of an inch deep.
So how do they know how far to drill down? You said a 1/4 inch deep. What's going to be the clue on the drill?
Alright, so this has a little measuring device that you can use, and you can set it to your depth that you would like.
I don't trust these though. Is there something else we can do?
Well, we can measure on the side to figure out how far down we got to go, and then we can use this to lock it in place.
Alright, again, this is one of those things where a partner comes in handy, so go ahead and pull it down to the right depth, 1/4 inch below. There's a little wing nut right here, or a little stop nut. He puts it at the height I want, and then I tighten this down to where it touches that bar.
And use the other one, lock that in place so there's no movement.
Okay, if you don't do the second one, sometimes it'll vibrate. So now I'll show them how it works. If you go down, stops at the same place as the last one.
Alright, for this we have to do the counter bore hole first.
Alright, so now we're moving on to what, part 2, the pilot hole of number 2.
Yes sir, we got to change the bit. Alright, so this is the 1/4 inch bit, and we're going to drill a through hole.
So this will be considered the pilot hole. And in our practice example here, what they do is they use a 1/2 inch drill bit, drill a 1/4 inch down, and then use a 1/4 inch drill bit for the bolt is what we're simulating. So he's got to change the bit using the chuck key. Now, do we need to move the fence?
No, we shouldn't have to.
Because the center point hasn't changed on either one of these. But we do have an issue here. We have a height issue. So we'll loosen the table. I'll give that one crank. Now, what have we not done yet? Table's still unlocked. So after you get the right height, is that good?
That was good.
Okay, we're gonna make sure we relock it. If you do not unlock it and lock it, one, it won't stay still. But if you forget to unlock it, you're actually going to strip the gears out that raise and lower the table. So make sure we unlock it first. That probably works. That's our approximately an inch clearance. Now that we have the table site set for the board, we have to make sure we don't drill into the metal table down below. So again, you're going to reposition the stop collars. So go ahead and pull it down just so it goes into there, maybe a little bit more. Okay, and then we'll reset the stop collar. On the drill press, a depth stop is almost mandatory, so that way, again, there's a piece of metal below this wooden tabletop. We don't want to ruin the drill bit tips.
So one thing the Forstner bit does is give us a hole in the center of our bore hole, our counter bore hole, to make sure that we're in the same spot for this pilot hole to go in the right spot.
Does that finish up number 2 then?
That does finish number 2. We're working on number 3. This is a 3/8 inch twist bit, and it's a through hole. We're on number 4. We are drilling a 1/8 inch hole with a twist bit. This is going to be a through hole, and we're going to do a countersink. All right, we need to make sure we do the pilot hole first. One thing you can do to make sure it's the right size is take the screw, put it upside down, see if it fits down into that hole without sticking out, and then you know it would be flush when you put it in the other way.
Which one are you working on now?
So now I'm trying to do number 5, where I got to do the spade bit with whatever drill I want.
I was say, why are you at the drill press? Oh, that's right, we gave him the choice. Okay, so you're going to demonstrate how to use it on the drill press. This could also be done on a portable drill. What's the issue?
That doesn't fit in there.
And you do that by, there's 2 levers that are required. Unlock, and on the other side of the table here is a crank lever. That's probably good there. Is that as far as it'll go in? Got it open. There we go. Tighten that up. Now again, we're running about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. I know the test says 1 to 2 inches, but think about it. If you're 2 inches above your work, that's that much further you got to pull the throat down.
All right, make sure this is going to be in the right spot on the hole.
Again, why we encourage the buddy system in our class. Even though you're working on 2 separate projects, giving a partner a hand and then flip around, we can do the same thing for the other piece.
So now we're putting the screw in our countersink hole.
What was that noise?
That was the clutch. Stops the screw from going too far into the wood or material that you're trying to drill or put a screw into.
So this is what we're using for a practice block. Guys, when you take this out, most of our screws are going to be too long, so be careful. How do we want them to turn this in? And are we going to have a stack of blocks to grade?
No, you're going to make sure you write your name on it.
How are we going to grade them?
All right, you're going to bring it over to your teacher. The teacher's going to check to make sure everything's in the right spot.
And then we'll write our initials somewhere on the board. What do they do after that?
So after that, they're going to take a picture of this and they're going to upload it on Google Classroom.
Do not upload it until our initials are on there, and they will not get on there until they're graded. So this is how we do it in the Warrior Woodshop. This is our drill unit has just gotten completed. We have a couple other videos on the complete safety of drills from the drill press to the impact. We also have a couple of short videos on how to drill counter bores and counter sinks with a couple of our office workers. So if you like this one, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell thingy. So all it's left to say,
Put your bits back.